Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time once again for Hey Rockstar. It is the best show ever. I am your host, Josafat Emiliano. You all know Miguel, my faithful accomplice of I don't want to say crime, but he's been around for at least since this show started. Welcome to the show. If it's your first time, do the thing, yo. You know the thing that everyone likes you to do: the follow, the subscribe, the share, the show the love. If you have a comment for today's show, because it's gonna be a good show, go ahead and send down your write it down in the chat. If it's relevant to the conversation, we'll highlight it during the conversation. If not, just wait till the end. We'll be sure to hit and highlight everyone that comments or chats during this show. But I'm excited because today we have someone who has blown my mind how far he's come with his line of work, or what he's chosen to become a rock star in. This is episode 37. It is an interview with a rock star. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a drummer. He is a rock star when it comes to a drummer. We have a YouTuber. We have an entrepreneur. And I have a special place in my heart for entrepreneurship. And I'm going to start giving a course for how to become an entrepreneur. And the first step to become an entrepreneur is learn how to spell entrepreneur. Anyway, my next guest that we have today is let me see if I could that's it. Let's not dilly-dally anymore. I've actually gone way beyond the time that I said I want to do. But ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Christian Taylor.
What is up, man? What an intro. Can I just hire you to follow me everywhere and do that intro?
I am the master of introductions.
No kidding. Although I still struggle to spell entrepreneur. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, it happens to all of us.
I might need your online course.
It was I forgot when that came up, but actually on my Facebook, whenever the job situation happened, you lost your job, and I started training to do sales and became a high ticket closer. My Facebook, I was starting to change it because I was getting clients. They were reaching out to me, and most clients, at least high ticket clients, they do look at your social media. That's the one thing that they teach you. This thing, you got to clean up your social media. If you have dumb stuff, get rid of that or archive it, because they want to work with serious people. I actually have a story about that, but I'm gonna have to wait to off camera because it's inappropriate for people. But of someone who reached out to me with their new business, and I'm like, I would give you business, but I remember you from this.
Ooh.
So no, and then one of the lines I put on there: first step to become an entrepreneur. That was my tag. First step to become an entrepreneur: learn how to spell entrepreneur. Learn how to say it. Learn how to spell it.
Yeah.
Christian, welcome to the show. I can talk all about myself all night long, but today we want to highlight you, my man. So just tell us a little bit about your life, your journey, and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. Wow. That is a loaded question. Where do I begin? Let's see. So as you said, I'm a YouTuber primarily. That's mainly what I'm doing now. Entrepreneur. I've definitely had my hand in multiple businesses, and drummer. I enjoy playing drums as well. So I don't know whether to go chronological or whether to talk about different paths, like different aspects of what I do. But let's see.
All right. So first of all, here's a question I like to ask everyone. Oh, you are located here in Nashville, correct?
Yeah. Yep. I'm in Nashville.
Cool. Sweet. All right. So one thing we like to ask is, are you from here or did you relocate to here? Like, I am a Texicano. I'm from Texas originally, but I was on my way to Atlanta. I stopped here to try out the hot chicken. 5 years later, I still haven't been to Atlanta. Sorry, Atlanta. But Nashville just told me, stick around. We'll feed you. And here I am 5 years later.
The hot chicken's pretty good. So, yeah, I am originally from San Jose, California. And my family moved here when I was 6 years old, so I feel like this is home to me. But technically, I kind of have those surfer vibes, or some people have told me that. So I think it's the California blood, maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
All right. And when did you start doing videos?
So I started my YouTube channel in 2011 in September. I actually remember the date, September 5th, 2011. And I started out just making goofy comedy skits. I think I was like 11. Yeah, I was 11 at the time. So I started out just making dumb comedy skits, like haha, stuff that I thought was funny. Now looking back on it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But to my 11-year-old brain, it was hilarious. And over the years, I've just kind of pivoted to different things. So after the comedy skits, I was really into GoPros. So
Mm,
I made like a whole, or I found a whole niche making GoPro content, reviewing
really?
mounts and accessories. And I've still got this massive box in my closet of GoPro mounts that all these companies sent me for review. And it comes in handy to this day. Like whenever I pull out my GoPro, I'm like, let me just go to the box of every mount you could ever think of and get what I need. But after that, I really got into consumer tech. So I was reviewing smartphones, cases, earbuds, headphones, kind of any hardware that you would think of that the average consumer is interested in. I would review that. So I was kind of trying to be like the next MKBHD or
Mm.
uh, Jonathan Morrison, kind of that niche. And yeah, I was really into Apple as well. Like I was kind of an Apple channel for a time of always had to review the latest iPhone or the latest Apple Watch and watch all the keynotes and hype the releases. And then we can dive more into this in detail later, but I kind of stumbled upon the niche I'm in now on YouTube, which
Mm.
is online branding and marketing. A lot of website building tutorials, content around WordPress, and honestly, most of where I'm at today was an accident or like a
Huh.
just this weird stumbling of, hey, let me do this one video on this topic that's completely different from what I normally do on my channel. But then seeing a bunch of success in that and seeing, hey, this is profitable. Let me keep doing this. But that's like the very short version of my
Yeah.
YouTube history.
No, we're about to dissect a little bit more. I'm just curious. At what point did you? Well, I mean, what point did it become profitable? If you don't mind me asking, when did you make a video that suddenly someone like, hey, we want to pay you for doing this?
Yeah, so actually for me, the form of profit first came in Google AdSense or YouTube ad revenue.
Okay.
So YouTube paying me for those little 5 or 10 or 15-second ads that run before the video starts. I've got I didn't write the date down, but I looked up last night. My first ever AdSense payment was for $26.10. And I think that was in maybe 2015. And I
So just 4
remember,
years after you started making videos,
yeah, four
you
or
got your.
5 years.
Okay.
Um, I just remember being ecstatic. Like YouTube meant so much to me as a hobby. I was trying to
Yeah.
make weekly videos and still didn't know what I was doing, but I just kept making videos. And whether you call that profitable or not, I mean, that's up to your definition. And we can get into when things really got serious for me. But that was the first amount of, or the first dollars I saw off of doing YouTube where I was like, huh, wow, I can actually make money doing this. Now, as far as like sponsorships and companies doing brand deals, that stuff didn't really happen for me until last year. So it was really Google AdSense, like YouTube ads directly, and then affiliate revenue, kind of getting a
Yeah.
commission or a cut of a sale if someone clicks the link in the description of a video and buys a product. I would get a percentage of that. Those were the two revenue streams that really brought me up to last year. And then the brand deals and the sponsored ads have started to take off since.
That is really cool because I'm starting to get brand or what's it called, affiliate emails. People asking me, hey, wear our stuff, use our stuff, we'll give you a discount code, and then just wear our stuff and promote it. And if anyone buys anything, we start cutting things for you. Did you do a lot of random ones at first, or were you like more picky in who you went with?
Yeah, so my philosophy is I go for companies and products that I'm already using. So
Ah,
I was never really into the whole pitches. I get them all the time still. Companies email me and say, "Hey, we've got a really high payout for this affiliate program," or "Hey, we're a web host. We know you talk about web hosting. We'll offer you X amount per sale." Sometimes it's a company I'm already using and I've just kind of missed that they have an affiliate program. So I go, great. And I'll sign up and start using the link. But oftentimes I just ignore it. And really, I go to what are the web hosts I already use and believe in? In my context, it's a web host. But for you or for anybody, it could be like, what are the apparel brands I like? What are
mhm.
the shoe brands I like? Let me go see if they have an affiliate program. And I think that is what's made my messaging so successful on my channel is people can really see that I'm talking about products that I'm really into, like products that I've personally used for years. And so there it removes this factor of, oh, this guy's just a salesperson. He's just saying this to make some money. And
Yeah.
it's like, wow, I can really tell that this guy has done his research. He's used these products and I know he's going to get a cut of the sale, but I'm okay with that because I know that he's put the research in. So I kind of take that backwards approach with finding affiliate programs.
Well, that's cool. That's totally different than what I'm going. Cause like I've had brands that I'm not even gonna use. Like I mean, I could start using it, but I'm not sure if I want to. But I had a watch company reach out to me. Now that one kind of turned me on because I like watches. Like I would definitely wouldn't mind getting a nice watch to just wear on my show. And then here's the affiliate link. If you like the watch, they have some other ones kind of situation. But mainly just for me, it's like a total selfish vanity for me to get things that I like. But it makes sense if you're
Well,
into brands that you already use to research. I mean, can I ask you how do you go about researching that, finding that? Do you just like do a Google search or something?
yeah, honestly, I would say 90% of brands, if they offer an affiliate program, it's in the footer of their website. So
Mm.
it's by the contact us, privacy policy, all the boring stuff in the footer most people miss. They'll usually
Ah,
have an affiliate program link down there. And most of them, probably 70% of brands, they're wide open where you can just put in name, email. They'll usually ask you a couple questions about your business. And sometimes it's literally automated where right away you have an affiliate link.
mm,
Most times there is a screening process, but brands are more looking to make sure you're not like a spam bot. Like
gotcha.
as long as you're a human, they're like, okay, you're approved. Some affiliate programs are very exclusive. There's a couple companies that I have worked with where they've like denied me several times saying, "Oh, you don't have enough subscribers, you don't have
Ah,
enough
okay.
followers." So, um, sometimes you can run into that, but and occasionally you do need to just Google and seek out like such and such company affiliate program and see if something comes up because sometimes the footer of their website won't show an affiliate program, and I'll just use that to confirm. But 90% of the time, I just go right to the footer of their website and usually find an affiliate program.
All right. That makes sense now. Because I also one that actually did turn me on is a company. Besides, these are the Rockstar shades, but I have other shades, and there's a brand that I did use. I saw them, I like them, and they did send me an affiliate link, or they sent me a invitation to. But it seemed like it was like a general thing. Like, are they doing this to everyone who's bought from them? But I guess if you think about it, everybody they're smart to offer this to everyone who's bought from them because everyone has one or two, three friends, and if they bought one, and if they can put their shades on and just promote to their handful of friends, even if they get one, two sales, that's already like double or triple the sales of what they've done just from
Yeah.
that. For giving you a little discount, they could get a potential sale for more, and I think that's just because at first I was like, why are they reaching out to me? I'm not like, I don't have like you and subscribers. On Instagram, I have a little bit more in my personal one. I'm just now building the Hey Rockstar, but it's just throwing me off. I'm trying to figure out. And of course, I'm also trying to figure out which ones are scams and which ones aren't. But I guess it just doesn't matter. But
Right. Well, and here's one distinction. You might find this interesting. A lot of companies offer a referral program,
mm,
which is fundamentally different from an affiliate program because a referral program is more consumer minded, and that usually gets blasted to all their customers, which is, hey, send your friend this link. They might get $10 off the sale, and then you'll get $10 off your next order. Or after 5 friends buy using your link, you get a free pair of sunglasses. Kind of something like that, where an affiliate link is straight up cash. It's like, hey, just blast this link out to your audience. You'll get 10% of the sale in straight cash that you can deposit to your bank account instead of having like a credit with the company or getting free products. So usually those referral programs are kind of blasted out to all customers to get them to tell 2 or 3 friends, but they're maybe not designed for the influencers in the space that are really interested in like, hey, show me the money.
Show me the money. That's a good reference there. All right, well, enough about making money. Although I'm asking questions that I'm assuming future YouTubers would like to know.
Yeah.
Because, all right, so I'm doing the math here in my head. You started in 2011, and by 2015, you saw your very first paycheck of $26 from an affiliate link, right? Oh no!
That was from Google AdSense.
From Google Ads,
so
yes.
YouTube ads.
YouTube ads, and then now we're in 2021, and if I'm doing the math right, you're not even 21 years old, are you?
No, I'm 19.
And you are already a successful entrepreneur who has. Now, okay, I just gotta say this or ask this: when did this become a passion for you? When did you decide, hey, entrepreneurship is the way to go for me? I mean.
Yeah, that's good. So YouTube has always been a passion for me since I started my channel. I mean, if we're going way back, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I was terrified. Oh yeah, we're going way back. This is the whole life story here. So when whole life story, I'm 19. So many years to cover. But anyway, when I was 8 or 9 years old, I was terrified of bees to the point that I would not go outside. And I'm not even kidding. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, there's a bee, I'm so scared. Like I was mortified to where I would not even step out our front door.
Do you have an allergy to them?
No, I don't. I've actually never been stung by a bee to this day. It's been a goal of mine because I was so terrified as a kid. I was like, I'm never going to get stung. And still to this day, I haven't. I probably will at some point, but you know.
It tickles a lot.
No. Yeah. I got stung by a sea urchin. That is the only thing I've ever been stung by. That was interesting. But anyway, I don't want to stray too much from
All right, let's go back.
The story
not that far
here.
back, but let's go on.
So I was terrified of bees, wouldn't go outside. As a result, I started getting really into technology, and I would like borrow my brother's computer. I didn't have one when I was that young, but I would borrow it, and I just kept watching a lot of YouTube. But the thing about me is I've always been interested in doing and taking an active role and not just watching. That's why I've never really been that into gaming. Like I don't want to sit there and watch a screen. You could argue, well, you're doing something playing video games, but the point is like I would watch YouTube and I would get inspiration from people and be like, I want to do this. Like, where's the camera? I want to do this for myself and start uploading videos. So I started doing that as a hobby, you know, when I guess I was 11. Gosh, time flies. But the other thing is that my dad is a very strong entrepreneur. He's always worked for himself, had his own business, and I was homeschooled. So I think being in that environment of being home constantly and seeing my dad work for himself kind of brought me up in that mindset of, hey, this is just what you do. Like you do your own thing, you make money doing it. Great. So I started getting more into YouTube. When I was 13, I started my first real business, I guess. If you don't, I mean, YouTube is a business, but I wasn't making anything at that point. So when I was 13, I started a Minecraft server hosting company. And I was just renting.
How did you even consider that? Or how do you even do that?
Yeah, well, I was really into Minecraft. That's the one video game I did spend a lot of time on was Minecraft. And It was the same type of thing as YouTube, where I was renting a Minecraft server from a company because I wanted to play with my friends. And I thought, why am I renting this server from this company when I could sell servers to everyone?
Wow.
So I just started researching and figuring out how to do that and renting like big dedicated servers from this data center in Canada. And I was just installing the software and getting everything automated to where someone could just go to my website, put in their card number, subscribe, it would charge them, basically like make their Minecraft server, like everything was automated. So the whole thing just kind of ran itself. And that was my my first official business.
Wow. And how long did that last, if you don't mind me asking? We're still
Oh,
going. No,
I
I'm just
don't
kidding.
no, it's not still going. I wanna say I did it for maybe a year and a half. I don't remember the exact number, but it was not profitable for me at the time. I thought it was, like, insane because my bills each month to rent the servers I was renting, at one point, it was, like, $450 a month,
Okay.
and I was just matching that, making 0 profit. I find it mind-blowing that at 13, 14, 15 years old, I was shelling out $450 a month on business expenses. It's kinda hilarious,
Complete
but
tax write off.
totally, but I wasn't making any profit, and it
Yeah.
got to where it was affecting, like, school and grades and stuff because all my time was consumed with, believe it or not, security problems. I
Okay.
kept having all these people trying to hack my servers, and there was a time that my servers got hacked and the data got wiped, and I had 0 backups of any data. So then I had
Hmm.
this PR mess to deal with of all these angry customers like, "What happened to my server? What happened to my data?" And it just all got to a point where I'm like, "You know what? This is not worth it."
Cool.
But that was one of the most valuable
Yeah, I
lessons
was about to say,
I
what
learned.
three takeaways can you get from that experience?
Oh, man. I mean, one for me was I started to learn how to do sales and customer support because my main acquisition strategy was hanging out on Minecraft forum sites. And I
Mm.
found these threads where people would ask for Minecraft hosts, and hosts were allowed to come in and basically make their pitch and be like, here's what we offer, here's what makes us different. So I got a lot of experience kind of throwing out cold ads, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, and customer support was a big part of that too, learning how to deal with clients, and they would ask questions or sometimes be angry and you'd have to kind of reconcile the situation. I kind of had that as one takeaway, I guess, those two
That's fine.
things.
No, I
But
already counted two, but
yeah, we'll call that two because I don't know what two more would be. But I would say the other takeaway was just learning how much I liked entrepreneurship through that. Like that was truly, I think, a time in my life where I'm like, I'm always going to do something like this. It may not be a Minecraft host. Clearly, it's not because I kind of left that in the past. But like,
hmm,
I'm going to be doing something, working for myself. I don't want a boss. Like, I love this being able to set my own hours, but it's not even that. It's not like I've hated the rat race. I've never even had a real job because of how
yeah,
things have worked out at this point. It's more just I get so passionate about something and I'm like, I want to run with it. I don't want anyone above me to tell me, no, you can't do that. We're going to focus on this other thing. So that experience just solidified that in me of, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur and this is how I function going forward.
have you ever had or attempted a job, a regular job?
No,
You've always been self sufficient through this. That's cool.
I've never so much as even applied for a job in my life.
Like I wouldn't even know how to apply for a job.
Really,
I
like
make money.
resumes, I'm
No.
like, what are those? But I will say while we're here,
Yeah.
at the same time, I do believe that, everyone has to support themselves. I've been really blessed to where so far in my life, I have not had to get a job. But if it ever came down to it, if everything came crashing down, especially if I had a family to support,
No.
I would absolutely do what it takes, even if that means getting a job for a while. So Like I don't want anyone to think like I'm so, such a big head with entrepreneurship that I'm above a job. Like if that's what it came to, I would absolutely do that. But so far I've been fortunate enough to where I haven't had to do that.
No, sweet. No, I totally respect that too. Most people need to know that sometimes you just got to get it done. You got to figure it out. You just got to pay the bills to survive while you're working on your next hustle or you're working on your next opportunity if you even want to. 'Cause some people don't. Some people are not turned on by the idea of creating that responsibility of creating jobs for other people. Because, I mean, I know where your business has evolved to right now, as because you actually now have employees, which I think
Right.
is powerful at your age
Yeah.
to have build a business that you now can help provide financial means for someone else. That's to me that's responsible. That's a responsible person. You're not just in it to just for you, because you're creating great content. You're creating. You're also now, and we can even talk about this: the education that you now have, the training that you're now starting to help train others to do their things. So you're providing that material, valuable content for people, and also now you also provide opportunities for people to make a living off of helping your business. Or to me, that's oh my goodness, that's the holy grail, or that's the smart thing to do if you're called to that. But some people
Right.
are not, and it's okay because we need workers. Entrepreneurs need workers to help us build the businesses and launch out and do these things. Anyway, again, I like to take the reins and run with it. Oh, but you are giving me some gold, my man. You are giving me some gold. So, have there been any other business endeavors before Crayler made or Crayler Media?
Yeah, so it depends on how you dice that. I mean, Krayler Media, I started in 2019. It was 2019 or 2020. 2020 was such a blur. I think it was
Yeah, for
2019.
all of us.
Yeah. But so if we're talking about like the
Or at least
Krayler
we're trying
Media
to forget.
brand, right? The Krayler Media brand, the LLC, like actually putting a name to the company started in 2019. My YouTube channel kind of got merged into that and all of that. So before that, I think 2017. Okay. Next time I'm writing down dates. Like the timeline is getting all messed up here.
I'm okay with
But
that, with not knowing timelines. One of the best things that I learned from I want to say he was a history. I'm not sure if it was American history or Texas history professor. He's like, whenever he tested us, he goes, "I'm not going to test you on useless information like what year that this happened. I'm more interested in learning, in knowing what lessons were learned from this experience. As long as you can
right.
bring out the lessons learned, I could care less about the dates. But go ahead."
Yeah. Yeah. So in 2017-ish, I
I love that.
co-founded a software company with my dad called My Sermon Notes, and it is a church app platform. Essentially, it's like a note-taking platform for congregations, and it's the big focus is fill in the blank notes.
Hmm.
So pastors can go in, enter their outline, all their points, be like, Jesus is blank. And then the congregation can follow along with the outline, fill in the blanks, take all their notes on Sunday morning or whenever the service is being held. Um, and then it's got like all the church app features you would think of, an events calendar, announcements. It's got like a prayer request tab that's interactive and kind of like its own little social media site. But the main sell was the fill in the blank sermon notes. And that was something that I helped start in 2017 and is still going today.
Yeah. Innovation, innovative. I never would have thought about that. I'd like bring your own paper and pen, take your own notes, but to help people out.
Yeah, I mean, we were at churches in the past where they would always give people paper outlines, and we're like, why are we still doing this with
Save
the
the trees.
the age of smartphones and all this? Like, no one's come up with the solution to make this digital, so that kind of started that idea. And of course, now there's other platforms that do it,
Yeah.
but you know,
All right.
we like to think we're the best.
Hey, do it. What's it called again?
It's called My Sermon Notes.
My sermon notes. All right, guys.
MySermonNotes.com.
There you go. There's your little plug for you church people. If you were looking for a way for your church to have follow along notes they can fill in and be more interactive with the message. All right, let's talk about that beautiful sign you have behind you. Crayler Made. Like when you first told me the name of your company, or sorry, Crayler Media.
Right. Crayler Made is my channel within Crayler Media.
The YouTube channel, yes. Yeah, because to be honest, whenever you first told me this and you having such bright colors, I imagined you were an artist and you painted with colors or you had crayons everywhere. And then I looked at this and when I finally went to your channel, I'm like, this has nothing to do with coloring books or anything. So
yeah.
where did Crayler Made? What is that?
Yeah, so Crayler came from, obviously I go by Christian Taylor, and my friend was being goofy one day. And really what it was we had two Christians in the car. So I was Christian Taylor. We had another Christian, and my friend just like merged my name and started calling me Crayler. So there was no confusion of saying Christian, and both people in the car look and say, what? So he started calling me Crayler, and it became this meme. And I was looking to rebrand my channel at a time. Again, what was the timeline? I don't even remember. But Christian Taylor is an Olympic athlete, and he keeps ranking super high up on like Google and YouTube and all this stuff. So people would search Christian Taylor. They wouldn't have a shot at finding my channel. So I was looking to rebrand to something maybe more unique and memorable. And I remembered the whole Crayler nickname. And so I think I did a Twitter poll or like put out a tweet saying, hey, I'm thinking about starting a channel, maybe incorporating Crayler. Does anyone have any ideas? Someone tossed around the idea Crayler Made, kind of a play on words with like tailor made, which is also cool because Christian Taylor, like it's cool on multiple levels. So I put out a poll at some point with several other options. I don't remember what the other ones were. I'd love to go back and look at some point and be like, wow, what if my channel was called that for all these years? But yeah, I mean, people really liked Crayler Made. They seemed to be voting for that option, and they were super into it. So I made that jump to call it Crayler Made, and then it's allowed me to expand kind of into a whole brand. Obviously, Crayler Media is like my parent company, but I also have Crayler Tech, which is another channel. I don't post to it often, but consumer tech still has a special place in my heart. So, sometimes if I do get a new iPhone or something and I feel like doing a review, I have an outlet for that. I just upload it to Crayler Tech. And this is an exclusive. Hey, Rockstar exclusive. I'm gearing up.
Hey, Rockstar exclusive.
I love it. I'm gearing up to launch Crayler Drums, which will be like an Instagram account, maybe YouTube account. I'm not sure, but a dedicated outlet for me to share like drum covers and more drum content and stuff. So
I wasn't sure if you were like like selling drums, like you partnered up with a drum making company.
No, I'm not selling anything. Just content for people to watch.
Zimbabwe or somewhere like that. And
but yeah, it's kind of been a great brand, I've found. Like obviously I just launched Crayler Academy. We can talk more about that later, but it's kind of like take Crayler, tack anything onto the end, boom. Like maybe someday I'll sell Crayler hot dogs. I don't know.
I was like Crayler in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Crayler chefs. Start your own culinary school. Oh man, no. And that's so much stuff that you've just shared, and it's good. And of course, Crayler, that's cool because I'm just interested on how certain names happen. Like for example, Hey Rockstar, that was never in the perspective. I just knew I wanted to do a live stream, and I'm like, what do I call it? And a friend like, well, dude, you have these Motivation Mondays that I like, or like someone asked me, what are you doing? And like, what's gonna be like my Motivation Mondays, but a little longer, where I can talk more, dedicate more time. Like, why don't you just stick with the Motivation Monday? Nah, I don't like that. And like, well, what you always start with Hey Rockstar. Why don't you just start with that? Like, it's just like, hey, that sounds good. Hey Rockstar, and it became the brand. and even
Yeah.
the 5 points, all such. So I mean, I love the history of people's brandings and where they're going and what you can do with it once you've associated with that. But again, it's not about Hey Rockstar today. It's about Krayler Media, which is Krayler dot insert creative tag here.
Right. Works great for domains too. I have Krayler.media, Krayler.academy. Like, it's so much fun.
Krayler.crypto. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, I have Krayler.crypto too. I do have that.
Oh man, we're not gonna get into that's gonna be a whole different episode,
Yeah,
and
we gotta
I
get.
would love to bring you and our other friend who we've chatted about this. Actually, I would bring out Alex Tinker, even though he's not well as versed as you guys in that area. But let's stick to these questions that we have here. You know, let's say there's someone out there who wants to try their hand at YouTubing. What advice do you have specifically for those who want to launch a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's good. So the biggest thing I tell people is just start. Like, so many people think I need this camera, a big thumbs up. I need this camera. I need this light. I need this mic. I need all this stuff. Oh my goodness, my camera's overheating.
Oh no.
Good thing this is also a podcast, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll just have to roll with
The
this
audio
here.
keep on going.
But yeah, oh my goodness. Okay.
And
Well,
that's
this
one
is
thing
a
sorry. That's
unexpected
one thing I like
tech
about this
problem.
camera that I have, because I also have you have a Sony, right?
I do. Yeah.
'Cause
I've
we've had this
actually been having.
discussion.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just going to say, I've actually been having issues with this camera lately. I might be looking at getting a different model because this has become a recurring issue, but I'm so sorry, everyone.
No worries.
We'll
But you
continue with
normally
audio.
don't stream long terms, do you? You like pre-record all your stuff.
Right. So actually, I've never really run into this problem until recently because I've been getting more into with the online course content, doing longer takes.
Mm-hmm.
And the summer camp I just shot last week for my church, well, for your church as well, but um, I was rolling for, a long time, just more than I normally do. And it did overheat a couple times. So I think now that I'm getting into longer content, I might have to look at getting a different body, the Sony body. But yeah, for the meantime, we can continue audio only, keep the show rolling. And
Hold
yeah,
on.
you
I'm
know
trying to
what?
see on your view. Is there any way to turn off your camera on your view?
Let me see
In the
here.
little three buttons, they should have a turn off camera. Oh, not that button. We just lost them, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sweet.
There you go. You're back. Oh, you need to put a picture.
Photo, but that's okay.
'Cause-
So, hey, object lesson right here, which is this is proof that you don't need to buy a certain camera to start on YouTube. Like, this is not a cheap camera. And look what happened. I'm seeing if I can set a picture, but to keep
There
this
we
going
go.
here,
See, I have my little logo for mine whenever I'm talking. You see that?
yeah, it's giving me an option to upload a photo here. So, boom, should be uploading. There we
Look
go.
at the. All right,
Alrighty.
now we have a I like that. That's pretty cool. So for those of you, we have a conversation, or I had. That's the one thing that helped me pick out the camera that I have right now, the ZV-1, because it's made for streaming.
Right.
And
yeah.
and so that it doesn't overheat as often.
And
so
this camera is definitely not made for that.
oh, but it's a heck of an
It
awesome
works
camera.
good for it when it doesn't want to overheat. But yeah, I mean, to stick to the question here,
yeah.
don't feel like you need to buy a certain thing. Content is key. Content is everything. And the other thing I tell people is get started and figure out what you're going to make content on and figure out what works and what doesn't before you even think about gear. There's someone I really look up to on YouTube. His name is Roberto Blake, and he does YouTube coaching content. And he said before, like, you don't have the right to judge your views, your analytics, any sort of results you're getting until you've made 100 videos. Like, so many people We got someone in the chat that says their camera's been overheating too. That's funny.
This is
Um,
Spectral Bonsai, the other crypto person I would love to bring in.
Crypto genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have the right to even like you should not allow yourself to judge your views, your metrics, anything until you've uploaded 100 videos.
Oh,
And so many people, I can't tell you how many people tell me, "Oh, I want to start a channel." And I watch it and I watch them do this. They upload their first video, their second video, their third video, and they go, "Well, no one really watched. No one was into it." And it's like you can't do that. I don't want to hear anything from you until you've
yeah.
uploaded 100 videos and then come to me and say, okay, look, I've done 100 videos. I've refined my content. I've worked on my process. Hopefully you're starting to see views at that point. But if you're
Hmm.
not, then we can start to rework what's worked, what's not working. How can we get you some more views and exposure? But YouTube is very much about commitment. It's about consistency. You should be uploading preferably weekly.
Hmm.
Pick a day and upload every single day. I mean, Josafat's doing a great job with the weekly live streams at the consistent time. That's great for building a channel, but just do it. Just start building content, upload consistently, and then as you start to go along, you can add in upgrading your camera here, your audio there. If you are going to spend any amount of money on gear, always invest in audio first because people can forgive a video that's a little grainy or
Yeah.
fuzzy, but if they can't hear what you're saying clearly or it sounds like you have a wet blanket over your mic, that's a distraction and you're going to lose people.
That is some good stuff. And another thing I would throw in also, especially if you're in a room that's very boxy or just very bouncy, like you have wooden floors like I do, or just like walls. I have rugs to help absorb the bounce. I have big furniture helps absorb the bounce. I even have some like packing blankets that I've set over my desk because that helps absorb the bounce for the audio to be at least less echoey and more clean condensed. So of course having the this dynamic mic really helps out too.
Yeah, I just jumped to the condenser mic world. I used to have a dynamic mic, but I never liked the sound of it.
Well,
And you definitely have to find the right mic for your voice, but I don't have proper sound treatment. I'm sure you can probably hear the echo.
I haven't heard
Uh,
anything yet. Oh, like, nothing that this thing will sound like. But I was gonna say, actually, this was a gift, so it also looks cool because it's a broadcasting mic.
yeah, and you got a great setup. I mean, it sounds incredible.
And what the cool thing, the game changer for me was buying this little Mackie, because I'm able to mix with the bass and the mids here, give it that nice little effects when I need to, but at the same time I can run two different channels, and I feel like I have more control here than when I just had my USB, because that's why I started off. I had a USB connect mic that I started. It was good, but I couldn't always calibrate the level. Sometimes it was just too hot. Sometimes it wasn't loud enough, and I couldn't hear back. I was depending slowly on StreamYard for that situation. But that was some good gold. That was some good gold, some good solid advice for those of you who want to be a YouTuber. I definitely agree with start creating content and be consistent. And I'm glad that you say 100 videos because right now I'm only on episode 37. However, I started doing on Mondays. I'm kind of bringing back that spirit of the Motivation Monday. I've been bringing, and I also because I kind of miss having the one-on-one conversations that I have with when I first started. It was just me sharing my stories. But now that I'm bringing guests almost every week, I'm like, I need some me time. And so on Mondays, I started a segment called Minisodes, and I set my clock for 11 minutes, and it's basically a rant. I'll pull up some value content that I've created in the past that I've had archived away in my Instagram. I'll pull it up, I'll share it, and then I'll just set the timer and just go on an 11-minute rant to just share value because it just pours out by then. But it's a good chance to just be, and of course, because I am a speaker, I'm all about the live performance, a lot about the spontaneity of it. Things I like. I like that. I like that challenge of coming up with something on the spot from what I've already pre-poured into my life. But
Yeah.
that's my game. That's what I like to do with. And I'm actually thinking of another segment to eventually start, which is bringing in random people that I haven't really had any kind of knowledge of them or anything, and start having conversations with them, just so I can start showing people how to have a conversation with someone one on one. I think that'd
Oh,
be
I
fun.
like that.
I
That's
think that would be
cool.
fun to just have conversation with a rock star and start bringing people in. Let's just talk. Here's a topic, and I think that'd be fun. And I might even put like a link out and invite people to come in and just chat. All right. Let's see, man. When's our bedtime? Just kidding. All right. Let's see. I actually do want to hit this one up because I feel you'd like to share this, and we can also go into the academy after this part. But what are some new business ventures you're working on to expand beyond YouTube?
Yeah, that's great. So it's basically Krayler Academy right now, which is kind of, I guess, where the conversation was heading. But I'm definitely starting to think about how do I diversify my platform. And if YouTube ever decides, hopefully this day never comes, but if they're like, we don't like you anymore, you're canceled, what do I do? So it's got me. Are we back? Oh, yes. I was switching out to my backup body, my backup Sony cam you were talking.
Oh, that's cool.
So got some video back.
Had I known, I
Something
would have
at least.
talked longer. I love the way I sound.
Yeah, I got my my overheated body right here just cooling off, but okay. Yeah, so where I'm going next. Definitely my goal is to get my audience off of YouTube, and that, like, I love YouTube. I want to keep making YouTube
Mhm.
videos, and that's been my main revenue stream, but how can I capture that audience and get them on an email list or a text
Mm.
list or to other platforms? Like, I have a goal this year, or maybe it's next year, I can't remember. But soon I want to get one of my other
Ish.
social platforms to 10,000 followers. And that's probably going to be Instagram, because I've got now over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. But look at any of my other social platforms, and I have like 1,000 followers at most.
Mm.
So that's showing me my audience on YouTube is not going outside of YouTube. So with Krayler Academy, it's really a way. I just launched my first online course, which is building a WordPress website from start to finish. And it's been a way for my dedicated audience to really be invested in my content. And obviously, it's another revenue stream for me, but it's also a way for them to engage in a more closed off community, and
Mm.
that I can't interact with every single person that watches my videos. I wish I could, but if they make that investment and purchase that course, I actually offer an email that's like a hidden secret email where you can like email me your questions as you do the course, and I'll reply when I can and kind of work with you on that. So it's starting to expand into, down the road, I see like some sort of monthly membership
Yeah.
program happening, maybe like a almost mentorship program for
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, or even if it's in a technical sense at first of like website development, just something where people could join monthly, maybe get in like an exclusive Discord server. We'll have monthly or twice a month calls or something. I'm just really seeing things move in that direction as far as expanding my business. And it seems like people really just want time with me, like just to be able to spend 5 or 10 minutes to ask me questions or pick my brain. And I can't do that for everyone, is the reality. So it's like, how can I capitalize on that? Because, hey, why not? But also, like, how can I help people achieve their goals? That's big for me, is seeing, how can I see the next generation of entrepreneurs rise up and just fulfill their dreams?
I gotta send you this YouTube video I saw about how to become a fake guru. I mean, the rise of fake gurus, and the deal is he was making a spiff on he was poking fun at certain people because there's people who create great content and are there to help people out, but he was sharing it as though he was teaching you how you could become a person who takes advantage of people like that.
Right.
But the whole that whole, what's the word for that kind of stuff? Yeah, it evaded me, but I thought it was funny because, like, no, I mean, there's value to learn on how to do it the right way, or how to do it if you have something to offer, have some value to offer people. And like yourself, I'm also interested in starting a community that's behind the paid wall to come in, because that will help filter out time wasters, or filter out people who really are just there to troll and give other people a hard time. And those who are serious about
Exactly.
their lives, they need to put some kind of skin in the game. But that
Yeah.
also gives you more time to invest in them. Several people that I've, like, during the pandemic, I joined different what's it called, masterminds, and
Hmm.
paid, behind paid wall groups, empowerment groups, and I had access to, I guess, the gurus or the leaders for at least that year. It was like, for 1 year you pay this much, and I really enjoyed the fact that we had like a private chat through Telegram, and then now they moved to Discord, which I'm starting to get into that too, because those are great ways that people can have access with me without literally having access to me. They
Right.
post a question there, and not only that, but if I have like a panel of of the hive mind, we can help each other out. And not only that, but my students, or people who are part of the network, will also realize, hey, I'm actually learning. I've actually grown. So not only am I learning, I'm also able to help my fellow brother, sister out. So
Yeah.
I think that's powerful. That's very powerful, and really good. Talk to us a little bit more about Kraler Academy, if you don't mind. Let's promote that, especially if someone is in need. What is this academy? Who is this academy tailored for?
Yeah. So it's really tailored for wow, English. It's really tailored for online entrepreneurs who want to get into technical skills. Like, if you're an online entrepreneur, you've already got the drive, you know what your business is, you know what your logo is and your marketing copy, but you're like, how do I build a website? Or how do I build an e-commerce store? How do I run ads on Facebook and Google? Right now, the only course I offer is how to build a WordPress website, but I'm
Mm.
going to be expanding into how to build a Shopify store, how to run targeted Facebook ads. So it's really for that online entrepreneur who you've already got your brand figured out, or you're working on it. Like, it's not addressing branding and marketing in the copy sense. It's addressing, hey, how do you get that technical knowledge to bring your vision to life if you're a DIYer, or if you don't want to pay a marketing company $2,000 to build you a website? How do you do that yourself?
Okay, cool. So for the self-made media entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to learn in the tech, that's actually good stuff. Me, I just watch all your YouTube videos right now.
Well, yeah, and that's my goal, is to provide most of the value for free. And really, the biggest reason I started Kraler Academy is because people kept asking me for tutorials,
Mm.
step-by-step tutorials, and I find that they don't really perform well on my channel. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep creating the content that performs, that I'm kind of known for on YouTube. Let me create another outlet for tutorials, and the people who really want it are going to be willing to pay for it. And I love what you said earlier about the paid membership programs weeding out the time wasters. That's absolutely been my experience, is that the email address I offer for students to reach out and get help, they're very respectful of, not, there's no such thing as a dumb question, but like, they make it a good question. Maybe something I
Yeah.
didn't cover in the course, or something that they're having trouble with. Like, they don't reach out and ask me to just send them a written version of the course. Like, hey, how do I build a WordPress site? It's like, that's what you paid to learn. Watch the course first and then send me your questions. But I get a lot of emails like that just from people on YouTube, like, how do I build a website? Or, hey, can you build my website for me? I'm like, no.
No.
But
I got
yeah.
10 to manage myself.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so nice having a manager now who can just deal with my inbox. I don't have to think about it. Like,
That is great. That's gold. I eventually would love to be able to hire someone to manage that other stuff for me. But for now, I'm still in the part where, oh, actually, like, hey, Rockstar just one. It's a passion project, but like my business, the Josafat Emiliano Keynote speaking business, that's been a whole other puppy. But it's fun. It's fun learning how to become an entrepreneur. The first step
Yeah.
to become an entrepreneur, learn how to spell entrepreneur. I think that's going to be my next Monday video.
Hey, don't discount Hey Rockstar. I mean, I think
I'm
it's all
not.
part of your brand,
It
and it's
is.
all working together with, like, I wouldn't even isolate it into keynote speaking is one business and Hey Rockstar is another. Like, I think it's all connected.
My goal right now is I am going to have at least two websites. I've already paid for the domain. I just haven't like created anything for Hey Rockstar, but it's there. My goal is for Hey Rockstar to be where I send everyone, where it'll send you out to the links, it'll send you out to the socials, it'll even send you to a specialty. But I also the josafatemiliano.com, which please don't go right now because it's old, dated stuff. Back when I used to do music and performance and acting and such. But that's going to be basically, I want to create it into a landing page exclusively for those who want to sign me as a keynote. So they're
Right.
going there because they like, oh, we've heard him, we've seen the content, we've seen everything what he has to provide, and the way I tell everyone, because my branding or my what's the word, my positioning statement as a speaker is that I help midlife professionals detach from their failures or detach their identity from their failures so that then they can create a new plan that'll help them become the rock star with purpose. And so that the keynote aspect is all about getting them moving towards becoming the rock star. However, one of the things that I found the best way to start leading or to prepare to detach yourself from your failures is to start adding value into your life. The way to start working and finding the path perfect for you is to start adding value and bringing in things. And so, hey, Rockstar in itself, I bring people with a story that has value in it because I want everyone to listen to. I want them to take in what you've done, take in what my other, what the dentist done, what the actress has done, what the chef has done. I've had all these different personas, and so that once you take it in and you get into the final step of figuring out what step you want to take, you can start figuring from within, pulling out, all right, what makes sense to me? What can I take? So to me, Hey Rockstar is a place that they can find value. Will always find a place to just pour into themselves. But Josafat Emiliano, the keynote, it's about helping people work through that process, work through that value so they can discover what best works for them so that they can become the high performer they want to be. The guy who can just go in or a girl who can go in and kill it. So I see it. And my coaches always told me, as a matter of fact, one of my coaches is like, you know what? I can totally see you going on stage and whenever you finish your talk, put on the shade and say, now take this value, go and become the rock star of your industry. And she goes, you use it. She goes, you can pull it off. You
Yeah.
can pull it off. Like, awesome. Then I guess it's all the rock star. And it has a lot to do with where I started from. Like one of the first stories I have, maybe episode 1, episode 2. No, actually, it's episode primero, the very first story. If you go right now, I use my webcam on my computer. The production is horrible, but I have a decent mic. I have my little USB mic. But I talk about a story that I first had as a kid when I told my mom, "Hey, mama, I know what I want to be when I grow up." And she goes, "What?" And I'm like, "A rock. I want to be a pirate." She laughed at me, just like you did. She laughed at me, and she goes, "That's not a good idea. Maybe you should pick something else." And so I think my brother and sister left the music on in the background in the kitchen before they went to school and listening to the music on the radio. I'm like, "Well, I'm going to become a rock star." And that was the declaration that I had. Of course, as a kid, I thought music. And I tried the music. Actually, right now, when you're talking about the $25 or $26 that you made, it reminded me of the very first $5 I made on the tip when I was playing at a bar in Dallas.
Nice.
And I actually still have that $5 bill saved. I've never spent it. I'm like, this is the first thing
Wow.
this is the first tip I actually made making with music. And I had that like saved. Other money that's come in is long gone, but that's that $5 bill. I have it saved in a box back in my storage in Texas. But anyway, oh man, dude, you just got me on that rant. I just dropped some Rockstar gold, but it was
Yeah,
it
you
was good
did.
stuff. It was good stuff that we're going with this. But yeah, I don't discount Hey Rockstar because I know it has potential for what it can be, and throwing in the mini-sodes is going to help give more of just me, get to know me, see
Yeah.
me. But I also like the fact that I can to have conversations with people, because to me it's not just what I know, it's also about the people in my network. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah,
And so
for
I'm
sure.
constantly trying to bring in people of value. People, I mean, I remember when we first met, when I first saw you, when we first served together. I'm like, all right, I don't know who this kid is, but he does a decent job with his eye, with the cameras. And then we did that video Zoom call with all the whole team, I saw your setup. Like, all right, I need to talk to him because I know either he's a streamer or something like that. And then didn't talk to you. And then when you told me what you did, YouTuber, and like, oh, what else do you do? Like, no, that's it. And like, all right, I don't know, but we're gonna become BFFs because you know stuff that I don't know. I do it for fun, but the fact that you said, yeah, wait till 100 videos. Another person that I listened to, man, I'm just talking about myself. Another person that I listened to on YouTube is Rich Cooper with Entrepreneur in Cars, and he said that he, for the first almost 3 years, he was making videos. He was just talking to himself. He was
Yeah.
just talking to himself and talking to himself, but he still kept making the videos, that still kept putting the videos out. And now, I don't know how many years later now, this guy, I mean, of course, he was a millionaire in what he's doing, but now his YouTube channel produces a lot more, and he's created a community of entrepreneurs through this. And he calls it the 1%, where if you want to be in this, you got to pay, I think, at least 100 or something bucks a month just to be part of this 1% group, to come into his community, to just talk, share notes, compare notes, help each other out, just to be part of this mastermind. And like,
Yeah.
that's something that I would like to do. Eventually start my own community of mastermind, of just forward thinkers, innovative, who just they know the value of being with people of high value, who want to just better themselves, and they want to express themselves, and be there for one another. And that's eventually where I want the Rockstar Network to take me to, where I bring in people in that.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's good stuff.
let's get to the questions that I like to ask every one of my guests,
Okay.
which are the last three. If you read the email, just kidding.
Yep. Oh, I
You
got my
did.
notes
You got
right
the last
here.
one.
I'm
Uh,
I'm ready.
so Christian, what are some disciplines or habits that have become canon in your everyday practice?
Yeah. So I struggled with this question because I honestly feel like I'm a disorganized person. I'm not like, yeah, I get up at 6 a.m. and go for my run and eat my oatmeal breakfast. And then I do this, this, and this. Like, none of that, honestly. But there is one thing that kind of stuck out to me that I've been doing for a while, and that's making an attack plan for my day the night before, and then just setting reminders saying, like, okay, tomorrow I want to cover XYZ. Like, I want to film this video, I want to catch up with bookkeeping, whatever it is. And just set reminders for the day. Like 10 a.m., let me start with this. 1 p.m., let me do this. Like, I keep it very loose. I don't stress over times or making calendar events or anything. And I know that works for some people, but for me, if I at least have an attack plan for the day, I get a lot more done versus if I just wake up and go, what am I going to do today? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I've got so much stuff to do all the time, but yet
Yeah.
if I don't have an attack plan, I just kind of like, my mind just drifts into cyberspace. Like, oh, let me go watch YouTube for 3 hours when I've got all this stuff to do. So that's what I had for that question.
No, I love it. That's actually good, and I love to give different people's perspectives, because not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Not every successful person is successful the same way, and I want to give my audience a chance to capture all. I also do the night before. What I do now, actually, it was after my conversation with Daniel Edwards, the meditation coach, the dating meditation coach. We were talking about, the meditation, and he started talking about shadow working, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That sounds like something I've been putting into practice. And now here recently, I've been doing my shadow working through journaling, just like a mind dump. And I like doing it at nights, like maybe an hour before I plan to go to sleep. I'll get my notebook and I'll just start whatever thoughts are there, whatever's taking up mental space. I just start pouring it out, good, bad, ugly, it's all out. And I accept it all because I know it's all me. It's
Right.
everything's in me. Like my demons are there lined up. The fact that I use that word, my parents were like, "You don't have demons." That's not what I meant. It's just like things that I've been suppressing, been hiding, whatever, along with things that I've been celebrating, am happy for, am sad for. It's all there. It's all
Yeah.
Josafat. And then at the end, once it's there on in paper, black and white, I personally anything that I write in black and blue ink is me. And then I'll grab another pen, either green pen or purple pen, and then I'll sit there and just wait to see what response comes to all this. And then I start responding just some amazing words that come clear. And to me, that's God. God
Right.
speaking to me
Yeah.
because I listen to His word. I listen to the Bible. I know, I understand, and I know what my Father sounds like. I know what kind of conversations He would have. I know what kind of language He would use. And then usually it's about a good paragraph or something, an answer to all this. And what comes out, and then I read it later, I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. It's like revelation again and again. It's
Yeah.
been a good time. And then after that, I close it up. I put it and I sleep the best sleep. No tossing and turning. I'm not like, oh, just waiting for it to fall asleep. I pass out and I sleep some of the best sleep because it's out of me. And then the next morning, I go back and maybe revisit what was written in green and purple. And like, awesome. That excites me and starts me up for the new day. So I totally get that about the night before. Prepare, make the mental preparations.
Yeah.
It's different for people. It's
Yeah.
in every aspect. All right. Do you want to add something else before I go to the next question? Or you?
Oh, there was something I was about to say to that. It was, oh yeah, like if I don't do that, I'll be trying to fall asleep and then something will pop into my head. Oh, I can't forget to do this tomorrow, or I need to do this. So, and sometimes I end up adding to it. Like I'll wake up and just add it to my reminders and then go back to sleep. But yeah, definitely you got to clear your head before you sleep. I feel that.
That's that's Rockstar gold right there. I need I need some kind of like. That's my
You need
next
the
buy.
sound effects
My next
board.
is either a little sound deck to add
Yeah.
different sounds and have an intro and outro for my guests. I already have a song. I actually need to talk to you and Tariko and maybe even Jimmy, other guests that I've had here, maybe even Alex. And I have this idea for this intro outro sound clip I want to do for my guests when they come and go for future references for the Hey Rockstar
Ooh.
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I need a drummer.
All
Anyway,
right. I'm in.
um,
I don't know what I'm signing up for, but I'll do it.
if we make it big, I'll cut you all in on it. What else? And this is an oral contract that's now been here online, so it's forever online.
That's true.
The next question. Okay, so given the advice you've given so much value, but there's people out there who they want to be the rockstar goal. What is one simple advice out of everything that's been shared? What is one simple thing that you can tell the next person coming up? Just something simple they can start doing that could position them to become the rock star of tomorrow.
Oh, so this is going to sound similar to something I said earlier, but I tried to make this generic so it doesn't just have to apply to YouTube. This could be anything you want to do. And it's just start. I literally have here turn off the motivational podcasts and get to work. Like, motivational podcasts are great, they have their place, but I'm a firm believer in just doing and learning from your mistakes. And
Mm,
I think that some people are so addicted to motivational content and the high they get from it and the excitement of what could be that they never just turn it off and start. So I think that becoming a rock star in your industry is all about making mistakes and figuring
mm.
things out, but that comes through spending time and being intentional in it rather than being like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, this, and this. Tomorrow's the day that I'm going to start. Tomorrow's the day I'm going to create my channel. Like, why not now?
Yeah. When they say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, the next best to plant a tree is today.
Yeah, I love
Just,
that.
just do it. Just do it.
Do it.
And the final question I like to ask all my guests, if you want to be found, Mr. Christian Taylor, where can people find you?
Everywhere, but the easiest place
Everywhere.
is to just go to Krahler.media, not .com, Krahler.media. And that's my website where you'll find my YouTube channel, social media. You can also find me at Krahler Media on just about any social platform. And Krahler is spelled Craylor. Yeah, Josafat's got the little card
Boom.
down there if you're watching the video version of the podcast. But yeah, that'll get you to everything that I'm doing online.
Everyone, if you haven't yet, please go to Krahler Made on the YouTube channel so that you can and subscribe, because this guy drops some great content. One thing I did notice though, because when I was trying to figure out what kind of music bits you use so that I can kind of have the same in the background, you really don't use music in your videos. You
Yeah,
hadn't. This last one I watched did have some background music.
I
But
kind of stopped using background music. I used to use it and I just felt like it was a distraction, and it got to where I was having it so quiet in the mix that I'm like, why am I paying a monthly fee for Epidemic Sounds? That's what I was using. It's like a music licensing service. And I'm like, why am I paying for this? All it's doing is adding noise. So I ended up just stopping paying for it. But what I would like to do maybe is get like outro music. Like I'm kind of big on creators that have outro music and it's the same song every time, because it's that mental reestablishment. Maybe even intro music, although I kind of feel like intros are a waste of everyone's time and you're just eating up valuable content.
yeah,
I'm kind of like, by 10 seconds in, I want to be talking about the topic of the video. But
that's fair.
maybe on the tail end for like an outro, I may want to get a song that I reuse for every single video, that when people hear it, they're like, oh, Krahler made. But that's a whole rabbit trail. Yeah, I
That's
have
cool.
not been using background music lately.
What else? All right, so go to his YouTube, Krahler Made, but also you can find him on Instagram, Krahler Media, and of course, you just found out anything on website, just Krahler.media. And what else do I want to say about this guest? And if you go to the belonging, you'll probably see him on cameras, or he's also a fellow director, so he knows what it's like to call the shots on shows. So you probably won't see him like me. You won't see me because we're usually the back serving on camera.
I always come out after though. Yeah.
I do
So
too. I like to see.
if you're ever in Nashville, come
Yeah,
check out the belonging. You just might find me there.
yeah. And hit us up for some hot chicken or something, or
Yeah.
Southern style chicken for some of us.
I'm not into hot chicken. I've tried it. I just don't like hot food. I went to Prince's and I got the mild light, like the lowest level of heat they offer, and that was enough for me.
That's fair. All right, let me close the show up. I'm going to leave you on and we'll chat a little bit after we end this broadcast. But, ladies and gentlemen, this was a good show. So, we're asking you, we just gave you a lot of value. Please take this value, apply it to your disciplines so that then you can go and become that rock star or the rock star of your industry. Once again, we just thank you for showing up. Thank you for letting us into your homes. Thank you for letting us into your cars. Thank you for letting us into your hearts. I'm Josafat El Guapo Emiliano. This is Miguel, and this is Christian. And we're all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. And wait, hold up. I was about to exit out of here. Who's sending us a message? Oh, okay. And this is Spectral Bonsai saying, great episode, gentlemen, guys. So all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, until next time, we ask that you have much love and many blessings.